So I know this news has been out a few days, but I figured I'd do a video talking about it anyway. And that is the upcoming Marvel event, Judgment Day. So, Judgment Day, it's another line of events we're going to be... I know Marvel is big on events, and they do a lot, and I do mean a lot of events in a year, but this seems it's really packed. Like, you've got what was it? Like, I'm just trying... There's so many, like, Timeless event... Like, you've got Timeless going on. You've got, the Reckoning War, which is mainly Fantastic Four, but still, that's going to be treated like an event. And you've got 2 other events coming, so why am I talking about this one? Well, they did a big video talking about it, and I've already kind of given my thoughts, but it was over on Patreon. One of the first videos I did on Patreon was talking about those events. But Judgment Day just seemed to come out of nowhere, and I figured it'd be kind of interesting to talk about, because, like, it's all about, like, legacy and whatnot, and I was like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. 2 can play this game, bitch. So, what is Judgment Day? Well, unfortunately, it's not a Terminator crossover. I'm sorry, Jason. I know you're watching this, so I can already tell you, no, it is not a Marvel vs. Terminator event. I'm sorry. Also, I'm surprised, like, they had to have known. They had to have known when they called that event Judgment Day. It was like... And they even put it, like, steel chrome and whatnot, like, to really play on the Terminator thing, and I was like, you motherfuckers knew exactly what you were doing. You have no shame about it, Marvel. So, yeah. So what we do know about Judgment Day, here's all we know, is that the 2 main things is that it's going to involve the X-Men and the Avengers and the Eternals. So X-Men, Avengers, and Eternals are going to be wrapped up in like a event that is... What is the emphasis behind this? This is basically Arishem the Judge, the lead Celestial, is going to finally pass judgment on Earth. For those who are unaware of what that means, is that Arishem, more or less, Arishem and the Celestials basically said, we're going to judge Earth in 50 years. Because there was this thing that happened in Eternals back in the 70s where Arishem was like, all right, in 50 years I'm going to pass judgment in 50 years to see if the human race should be allowed to live or not. So, yeah, the reason why I know this is because, hang on, it was covered in this. It was covered in this book, Thor and the Eternals, The Celestial Saga. And, spoiler alert, Arishem already passed his judgment. Earth was saved. Now, I don't know if they've, like, are going to directly tie this in, or they're going to talk about this at all, because I feel like they should. I feel like they should bring this up, because this was the Eternals, like, coming into the main Marvel. Like, they were in Marvel, but they weren't, like... They were outside of Marvel. Like, they were in the Marvel universe, but they were not interacting with the rest of the Marvel universe. So this was the Thor comic, the Thor team-up, was basically them being integrated more with the Marvel universe. And the big thing was, it was Arishem's judgment on Earth. And, yeah, it is funny because they did say Arishem would pass judgment in 2022, where summer of 2022... That's the, you know, obviously we're headed into that year, so they were like, guys, we got to get more people reading Eternals, so let's do this, so let's do a story that we've already done, but like as a bigger event. Yeah. So I do hope they bring this up. I do hope they bring up this Thor Eternals book. I will say, like, I did a review on this, not on Patreon, but here on YouTube. You guys, if you want to check that out, that's cool. So what do I think of this? Yeah, I'm so professional. What do I think of this whole event? Personally, I'm like, guys, I see what you're trying to do here is to hype up the Eternals. No one cares about the Eternals. I am indifferent to them. Like, the only thing, like, I've enjoyed the Celestial Saga, and I do want to read Karen Gillan's run, and I enjoyed the Neil Gaiman book, But really, I'm not going to be chomping at the bits for Eternals. I'm sorry, Marvel. It's just not going to work. They're not the new gods. I'm sorry. What do you want me to say? They're not the new gods. Stop trying to make them the new gods. I know, yeah, and yes, before anyone says, but they were made by Jack Kirby too, just like he made the New Gods, so obviously... I know. But the thing is that even Marvel, for the longest time, never cared about the Eternals, and did very little with them after being integrated into the Marvel Universe, aside from a few things here and there. So, and I get why you're really trying to do this, so just more people can watch, to hype up Eternal movie, for the Eternals movie. And not to dissuade, I don't hate the Eternals. If you like them, that's fine. I don't hate them either. I'm indifferent to them, like I said. But yeah. It is cool to get the Eternals in an event, and it does feel like this is the proper time, because the Eternals, if you guys haven't been reading Jason Aaron's run, the story began with them fighting Mad Celestials, and making one into a base. It also doesn't make sense of, where were the Eternals during Null's invasion? Because he had symbiote version of Celestials, and the whole thing for the Eternals is that they serve the Celestials. Yeah. I know, yes, they are going to finally address the whole Avengers in the Celestial base, again, the Eternals Avengers thing. They are going to do that. But also keep in mind, currently in the comics, Thanos is now the leader of the Eternals. So this is not going to end well for anyone. And also, the X-Men, the Krakoa is starting to really unravel in the Hickman universe. So it's all kind of it almost feels like where they're trying to do Trinity War from DC Comics. Hopefully this one will be better than Trinity War. Yeah. So I don't know how this is going to end. I just know that it's going to be I feel like I'm already feeling in my bones that this is going to be another hero versus hero versus hero. It's just going to be hero versus hero, and I don't want that. I'm so fucking over that. I am so fucking over hero versus hero stuff with Marvel. Say what you want about how confusing DC events are with, universes getting rebooted every 5 years, but at least, they try something different and don't do, hey, maybe we should just we should just have our heroes fight each other all the time. They don't do, they occasionally do that, but then they're like, oh, that's fucking stupid. Let's have them fight some grandiose evil. Say what you want about DC, but at least they're, making events that are okay, heroes taking on an impossible foe or great evil. That's what an event should be, not heroes beat the shit out of each other because they disagree with one another. As Marvel has done a lot of times. Anyway. Maybe this will be good. They haven't announced a creative team yet. I do think it is... this is really going to depend on the creative team behind this. But then again, this is also going to have the marching orders from Marvel, so the creative team can only do so much. It's kind of like I was almost excited for Reckoning War, and then I was then it said, from Dan Slott, and I was like, hard pass! So if they get, Donny Cates to do this, or Karen Gillan to do this event, I'll be done. Okay, I will give this a shot now. But right now, it's Marvel, you're doing 10 events next year. Cool your rolls. Just pump the brakes. Anyway. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Judgment Day? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Just comment below, let me know. And if you haven't already, hit the link below to my Patreon, where you guys can get some exclusive videos and content. And if you hit the 4th tier, you can... If you hit the 4th tier, you can send me a request on Patreon, and I will do a video of your choosing here on YouTube. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.